Divesh, I think you have to check your network connectivity, and you need to be, all of you, you need to be very, very vigilant in a class, because we are on point number 8. We have completed point number 6, point number 7, and we are now at point number 8. And the question which I have asked from Mansmita, right? Mansita.
Yes, sir.
So you remember what I have asked?
Yes, sir.
Please elaborate and tell everyone.
Sir, you had asked me that if I have been given 10 rupee, 100 rupees,
100 rupees.
and I have
I'll may more than 100. No, I will not give it 10. 10 is very petty amount.
yes, sir,
All
and
right.
I have been asked to get oil from the market, and that's all the information I've got. What will I do? And then I answered that I'll get the most used oil because the information is not clear and I can interpret it
So,
however
okay.
I want.
Okay. Thank you, Mansita. Devesh, you can switch it off. You can mute yourself, and both of you. Okay. Thank you. So, what I want to classify or clarify that the terms and conditions must be certain and definite. That means whatever the person wants to purchase or wants to sell, or any kind of commercial relationship they want to maintain, every aspect related to that must be discussed, must be communicated, which means if there is any ambiguity, if there is any confusion in their dealings, in that case, the agreement cannot be converted in a contract. There will be an agreement, but just an agreement. If the terms are not certain, if the terms and conditions are not defined, okay. Let me put it in some other example. All right. So now let me ask this question. So Afsana, you have joined us as you have communicated. So kindly unmute yourself and switch on your video. Roll number 9.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I visible?
Yes, yes, Afsana, you are visible. So,
Yes, sir.
which cell phone you are having?
Sir, Samsung.
Samsung. Can I ask for the model also? Which model?
A71.
Okay, so you are having Samsung cell phone A71.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Afsana, how many years warranty do you have?
Yes, sir. Excuse me. Can you repeat?
How many years of warranty with that cell phone when while
I guess
purchasing?
it's 2 year.
So you get, so I take it as 2 years, okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
So that is a seller's warranty. Now, what if you went to purchase again a Samsung cell phone, and seller told you that I will give you warranty. The
Yes, sir.
only thing which he states, nothing nowhere it is written that how many years warranty they are giving. They are just saying that we will give the warranty.
Yes, sir.
Will you take it as it is?
No, sir.
Why?
Because the warranty is important and you need to know how many years are they giving. So, yeah.
So the seller need to specify it,
Yes,
that
sir.
how many years warranty a person is, the seller is giving. So if it is not specified, then we can say terms and conditions are not defined and not certain. In that case, what will happen? You are not going to enter into a contract until and unless seller going to communicate that how many years they need to specify it, and they need to give it in writing, because when
Yes,
everything
sir.
you are getting in writing, until and unless it is discussed and consented by both the parties, if everything other thing is right in writing, then that warranty should be in writing also. So thank you, Afsana.
Yes,
You
sir.
can mute yourself
Thank you,
and you
sir.
can switch it off. So what I'm saying, that in any kind of dealing, that the terms and conditions must be defined, must be certain, must be elaborated. Now, what if we went to purchase a two-wheeler and we just communicate I want to purchase a two-wheeler. The seller will say, okay, give me 1 lakh rupees, I'll give you the two-wheeler. So this is not how the contract will commence or contract will be executed. We need to specify this, how, which color we want, which model we want, how many cc we want. So all these things must be certain, must not be ambiguous. Now, how about this? When we go to a general merchant shop and we say, give me 1 kg rice. So when we say 1 kg rice, there needs to be something we need to elaborate. Whether we need basmati rice, again, of which standard. So you can ask the seller, okay, please show me the options you are having. 70 rupees per kg, 90 rupees per kg, or 100 rupees per kg. At the same time, if you do not communicate anything, and if the seller give you a rice of 70 rupees per kg, and you want the rice of 100 rupees per kg, and if you accepted it as it is, the 70 rupees rice, then of course the contract will be done. That means you have accepted it as it is. So, but that was a later stage. We are going to deal with this aspect, but on the later stage. But the main point is, whenever we are going to enter into a contract, every terms and conditions must not be in a hidden format. That must be certain, must not be ambiguous, must be defined properly. Only then proper legal contract comes into existence. Otherwise, that may be just an agreement, may not transform into a contract. That is point number 8. Now, last point, possibility of performance. Very, very important, because if any act which is impossible to perform, and in the beginning the parties were aware that it is impossible to perform, in that case no contract can comes into existence. That may be just an agreement but cannot transform into a contract. Agreement can be formed, of course, but if that agreement is impossible to perform, that means not enforceable by law also. So in that case, the agreement cannot transform into a contract, or agreement cannot be converted into a contract. Now, regarding point number 9, regarding the possibility of performance, whether we have discussed any example in the past regarding the performance, the possibility or impossibility of any act. Am I audible to everyone?
No, sir. This one was not discussed.
Not discussed. Okay. Okay, so let me ask. Vipul Anurag Biswal, roll number 34. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And switch on your video also, Vipul. Vipul, there's a for entering into a contract, like I want to enter into a contract with you. I'm giving you a proposal for entering into a contract. Like, if you give me 20,000 rupees, I'll construct a ladder for you which can reach to the moon.
No, sir. It will be just an agreement, not a contract.
So then what you will say? So the point here is whether it's possible.
No, sir.
It's impossible to perform. Other point is,
Yes.
can we enter into such agreement?
Yes, sir.
The answer is yes, but there will be no legal existence of such agreement, because that is just an agreement which are not enforceable, at the same time which are not possible for the performance, because it is impossible what we are saying. So any such kind of things, anything which is impossible to perform. Now, there is one more illustration I am quoting again. Vipul, just you be in a loop. Okay, so Vipul, there is another proposal. One you have rejected. Now let me try another, whether I am able to convince you. So I am a seller and you are a buyer. So from which place you belong?
So Denkanal.
Pardon?
Denkanal, sir.
In Odisha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me post this thing like I am sitting at my hometown at Dehradun, okay, which is approx 2,000 kilometers away from this place, from your place. So I am a seller and you are a buyer, and I am stating you that if you give me 10,000 rupees extra, I am going to deliver your goods within 1 hour.
So it will be just an agreement, sir. It's not
Why?
possible.
I'm saying I'm giving within 60 minutes, I'm going to deliver your goods from Dehradun to your place.
Sir,
So I'm trying to convince you now.
yes, sir.
Okay, so it is not possible. Okay, again, it is impossible. So the point here is, any act which is impossible in performance, that cannot be transformed into a contract. That could be an agreement, but that will just remain as an agreement, that will not be converted into a contract. That is point number 9, and these are the relevant sections which I have provided. Okay, so thank you, Vipul, for participating. You can switch off your video also now. So this we have completed. Now let us check the conclusion of the essential elements. So just refer this statement: all contracts are agreement, but all contracts are agreement, but all agreements are not contract. So let me put it in this manner. So let me check. Mr. Hansraj Ojha, roll number 45.
Yes, sir.
Hansraj, kindly look at the proposition very minutely and check whether this proposition is correct.
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, because contract equals to agreement plus enforceable by law.
Okay.
So contracts involves agreement, but agreement does not involve a contract.
Okay. Why agreement? All agreements are not contract.
A agreement can be it could be like a social agreement, like it is a proposal given by a buyer to the no, given by the seller to a buyer, and it must be accepted, but it is not enforced by the law.
Okay, so very good, Hansraj. So what he has stated is right. I am going to restructure it, what Hansraj has stated. So what he is saying, I am going to restructure the statement that all agreements may not transform into a contract. All agreements, some agreements which are enforceable by law, can be converted into a contract. And what about the first line, all contracts are agreements? So whenever the contract is formed, the formation of a contract, first stage is itself an agreement. So all contracts includes the terminology, all contracts includes the terminology agreement, okay? But only those agreement can be converted into a contract which are enforceable by law. So only those agreements which are enforceable by law could be considered as a contract. But all contracts always includes the concept of agreement. All contracts includes the agreement because the beginning of a contract is with the agreement itself. So if there is no agreement, there can't be a contract. If there is an agreement, but if those agreement can be enforced by law, only then it can be converted into a contract. So the last line, which is what Hansraj also have stated, is like this: contract is equal to agreement plus enforceability before law, or enforceable by law. So because agreement always included in the concept of a contract, so that's why all contracts are agreement, but all agreements are not contracts. So at the same time, you can see the chart above. Here is left side, you can see an agreement. So a little portion in between, if you see the legal obligations, so in between you can see a contract, because that portion of agreement also enforced by law. So that's why agreement plus legal enforceability is equal to contract. So that is all an essential elements to a contract. If there is anything you want to ask related to this, then you please ask. Hansraj, thank you for your participation. You can switch your video off. Okay. So if there is anything you want to ask, please ask. Otherwise, I am going to start a new topic. So can I take it as yes, everything is clear to you all? But do remember, I am going to ask a few questions in the next class. Okay. So it seems I'm taking it as yes, that it is clear to you all, but randomly I'm going to ask a few questions. So let me start with a new topic, which is related to the classification of a contract, classification, or we can say the kinds. Please confirm whether my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so kinds of a contract. We have discussed the essential elements of a contract, how a contract formed, what are the technicalities involved. Though we are also going to do several elaborative discussions on few topics which is related to the essential elements, but at the same time, as a part of curriculum, I am going one by one. So this topic is related to the classification, or we can say the kinds, or we can say the forms of a contract. Now, very important thing for you, if you are going to check the web, that means if you are going to check the Google for the classification, kinds and forms of a contract, very rarely you able to get the real classification. That means the classification as per law, because majority of the information which were provided on the web, that includes a wrong data. That means that includes the wrong information. So I strongly suggest that before understanding the classification, kindly do not refer any material from the web. It's very harmful regarding this topic. At the same time, lot of books have presented some categories of contract which are actually not correct, which are legally not involved in the terminology. They have presented their views. It's all right. Everyone got the right to present their views. But we need to check everything from the legal angle, from the law point of view. So that's why I have categorized the classification, the kinds or the forms of a contract in the legal aspects. Okay, what the law have provided. So law have provided certain categories, only those I am presenting. Several categories which are not included in my PowerPoint presentation, kindly take it that those categories are not legal forms of the classification. They are the opinions of the authors. So that's why I have not presented here. That are not correct. So whatever legal is, I am presenting here. Now the question may come, it may be said that kindly elaborate the classification of a contract, or it can be written as kinds of a contract, or it can be written as forms of a contract. But in all the aspects, you need to write only one thing, that is the classification. Okay. So in the classification, as just I would like to first open the whole slide, then we are going to discuss it one by one. You can see the whole slide. So there is the 5 classification as per law. These are the 5 classification. Except these classification, no other category which law have given a sanction. There's no legal sanction to any other category except these categories. Okay. So these 5 categories we are going to discuss. So again, let us start with this. So the first category is a valid contract. Valid contract, just we have discussed in the previous class, a contract which fulfill all the essential elements. So let me put it in this manner. So let me ask. So Abhishek Chandra, roll number 4.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Abhishek, how many essential elements we have discussed?
Sir, sir, 2 types.
Name them.
Sir, repeat, sir.
Name them. Abhishek, mute yourself and switch your video off. Okay. Kindly be attentive and vigilant in a class. Ankita, I have already asked. Anshika is absent. Apurva, Snehal, roll number 25.
Yes, sir.
Apurva, how many essential elements we have discussed?
So 9.
Okay. Name any 2.
We have discussed right now in the previous class. We discussed about possibility of performance and terms must be certain and definite.
Okay, so Apurva, thank you, and you can mute yourself and switch your video off.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
So 9 essential elements we have discussed. So when we talk about the term contract, whenever we use the term contract, that means it includes all the 9 essential elements which we have discussed just now. So I hope you are writing these lines. Very, very important that whenever we are going to refer the term contract. That means it fulfilled all the 9 essential elements. If any element is missing, then we cannot term it as a contract, but we can term it as an agreement. Because if there's a contract, that means all the essential elements fulfilled. If anyone not fulfilled, we cannot use this terminology legally. That is a contract. So though I have written as a valid contract, but valid terminology, it's not required, because whenever we use the term contract, it is self-sufficient. We need not to put valid behind that, valid or legal. It's not required. If we are using the term contract, that means section 2 clause H, an agreement enforceable by law. That means it includes all the essential elements. Okay, so let me ask one more question. So Atishay Jain, roll number 29. Atishay is here or absent? All right, so I'm marking as absent.
Sir, I am present.
Atishay, okay, you are here now. Atishay, just a simple question, okay?
Okay, sir.
Can you quote any example of a contract?
Sir, contract. Sir, an agreement enforceable by law is called
I'm
contract.
saying, can you quote any example of a contract? Okay, just tell me whether you are in a commercial transaction in last 2 days or last yesterday or
Yes,
day
sir.
before yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Tell me in what transaction you are there.
No, sir, commercial transaction. Sir, I will tell you the meaning.
No. I'm just asking. Have you done any commercial transaction in last 2 days?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Have you done any commercial transaction in this last month?
No, sir. No, not any commercial transaction.
Last year?
Yes, sir. Last year I have done.
Tell me what commercial transaction you have done.
Sir, commercial transaction, sir. I have purchased a book.
Purchased a book. Tell me which book you
Yes,
have
sir.
purchased.
Sir, Alchemist. Sir, one novel. Alchemist. Sir, one novel.
One novel you have purchased.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have paid the price,
Yes, sir.
received the book.
Yes, sir. Received the book.
You are 18 and above.
Yes, sir.
The book seller is registered seller.
Yes, sir. From Amazon.
Okay, from Amazon. So Amazon is registered in India.
Yes, sir.
The Amazon company is registered in India. Okay. Whether purchasing a book is legal?
Sir, yes, sir. Legal.
Okay. So you are fulfilling all the essential elements of a contract,
Yes, sir. Full. Yes, sir.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So that was a contract you have done.
Yes, sir.
So you can quote that example.
Okay.
Okay, Atish. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Apurva Snehal,
Yes, sir.
it's on your video also. Apurva, just to ask the same question, can you quote any example of a contract?
Yes,
You can use any example in which you are in which you are a part of a contract.
like having a driving license is a contract.
Having a driving license.
Yes, sir.
So have you paid the price for the driving license?
Yes, sir.
To whom? Apurva, am I
Uh,
audible clearly to you or not?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then what
Matlab,
did,
I have not yet. I do not have driving license yet, but I'm
but
giving
still,
it.
so I think the contract is not completed.
Yes.
It's not
Uh,
completed. I'm talking about the completion of a contract. Okay, you can mute yourself and you can switch it off. Arpita, you have muted yourself and you have switched on your video. Tell me,
One example of contract.
you want to give?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please give.
Sir, contract between two people who are going to marry, like the female says that I want to do job after this. No.
That cannot be considered as a contract. Again, it's a social arrangement. Okay. Who wants to do a job, don't want to do a job, it's a fundamental freedom. We cannot restrict this freedom by making a contract or in a written form. And these are not allowed or not acceptable. Okay. Social arrangement, these are social arrangement, family settlement, family matters. Am I clear with this? So this cannot be a contract. Okay. Okay. So anyone else who wants to add on anything, you are most welcome. Otherwise, I am going to proceed further. Okay, no question and nothing. So let me proceed further. Okay, so a question which is asked in the previous session, void able contract. Now, before starting the second classification of a contract, which is a voidable contract, we need to understand two terminology: void, voidable, and also it is related to illegal. Okay. Now, anyone aware of this terminology void? Let me put it in some other manner. Biswajit Mohanty, roll number 35.
Yes, sir.
Kindly switch on your video also.
Yes, sir.
Biswajit, what is the value of 0?
The value of
0.
sir, null or void.
Okay. Whether the 0 can be recognized.
So recognized in the sense like value.
So why you have used the word null and void? So I'm asking, what do you understand by the meaning null?
So it is recognized, but it doesn't have any value. Like we can't exchange with that value.
I'll give you my book and you are going to pay me 0 rupees. You cannot recognize it. 0 actually, that means no existence. Yes, if it is post-fixed with any numbers, then it will be a off value, isn't it, Biswajit?
Yes, sir.
But if it is prefixed, but then if it is post-fixed, that means attached with 1, 2, 3, 4, some value. But if we take it as double 0, so out of 30, a student have secured 0 marks. How much existence we can give? How much marks we can allot? Biswajit.
Sir, it's same as single 0.
So that means no value.
Yes, sir, no value.
Isn't it? It's no value. That's why we often used to say it's null. Nothing. No existence. So the same terminology, it is used by law. It is called as void. The void, just like 0. No existence, no value, no legal recognition. Going to recognize any transaction which is void. Okay, let me put it in the other manner. Biswajit, there's one example.
Yes.
Okay, so a man promised to you that I know the magic and I will make your enemy. So Biswajit, if you are having any enemy, I'll make that enemy vanished in the air. But you have to give me 1 lakh rupees. So how about this transaction? Whether we can recognize this transaction? Biswajit, I have asked a question.
Sir, it's commercial, but we can't recognize the transaction.
Reason?
Sir, because
Can anyone do that? Can anyone do so? Can anyone
No, sir.
vanish a person?
No, sir.
It's not possible. But the point here is we can make an agreement, n number of agreement we can make, but those agreements can't be recognized. Those agreements can be called as void agreement because those agreements don't have any value, couldn't be recognized by law. Law will not give a legal sanction to such transactions. That means void. So this is the terminology void. No value, no transaction, and no legal sanction for that. Thank you, Biswajit. You can mute yourself and switch it off. At the same time, there is a terminology illegal. So let me put it in this manner. Anandita Swen, switch on your video also and unmute yourself. Anandita, whether you are in a class?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. So Anandita, there is an agreement between a person A and person B.
Yes, sir.
Person A said that if you give me 5 lakh rupees, I will kill person C. B agreed on that. B said, okay, I'll give you 5 lakh rupees and you are going to kill person C. So what do you think? What is the existence of this kind of agreement? Whether this will be a contract?
So it's illegal.
It's illegal. Illegal what? Illegality is what?
So which is not lawful.
That's what I'm asking. In this example, what is the main thing which is illegal?
So killing someone.
Okay, thank you. Very good. So killing someone is illegal. But the point here is, can we say it as a void?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we will use, whether we use illegal or whether we use void?
Sir, I think void.
Okay. So this I want to communicate you that anything which is illegal, it automatically includes the concept of void also. So anything which is illegal is void also, illegal also. Anything which is void not necessarily be illegal. There were two propositions. So I hope you are writing the proposition. Proposition number 1. Anything which is void, not necessarily it will be illegal also. Anything which is void, having no existence. Agreement, void agreement we can do. No one can stop us. But anything which is illegal, it includes the concept of void also. But entering into a transaction which is illegal, it attracts the criminal punishment also. It attracts the penal provisions of Indian Penal Code. It comes with the criminality concepts. and that's why we call it as illegal. So anything which is illegal is also void. Okay, but the only difference is, if we talk about illegal agreement, you cannot do illegal agreement. If you do it, there will be a punishment. If we talk about only void agreements, you can do as much as void agreements. There's no punishment, there's no penalty, but law is not going to recognize it. So example, just we have discussed that you can see this. Let me just open this after some time. So example, I have discussed just now that in case of illegal agreement, someone promised to kill other person by taking the money. That is illegal. Murdering someone is illegal. If anyone enter into such transaction, that attracts the punishment also, and police will catch those person and then put behind the bars. Void also. Now when we talk only about void, okay, so we have discussed one example, like making or constructing a ladder to the moon so that we can reach moon by a ladder. So it's not possible. At the same time, it is void agreement. But can there be a punishment if any two person enter into such agreement? So the answer is no. There cannot be punishment if these agreements will be executed, because they don't have any legal recognition, legal existence, but these are just void. That means having no value in the eyes of law. So these are the terminologies: void, illegal. Now there is a contract which is called as a voidable contract, and these contracts got its legal sanction from section 15 to section 18. Okay, and in section 19, capital A, section 19, the punishments and other things were mentioned, and the aspect of that contract is mentioned. Now whatever we have discussed just now, one exception the Indian Contract Act have provided, and that is, if there is any force to anyone, if there is a pressure to anyone to enter into a contract, in that case, if both the parties agree, even with the pressure, to continue with the contract, the law says, okay, fine. If you don't want to cancel it, if you want to continue with the contract, you can go ahead and continue it. But upon a person to whom the pressure is applied, the force is applied, that person got the right from this Indian Contract Act, from these sections, that if they want to go to court and cancel a contract, then court will allow this, and court will say it is as voidable contract. Now if you bifurcate the word voidable, it comes as able to be void. That means a contract which is able to be null and void, which is able to be zero. Court got these rights. Courts having an authority to make such contract as voidable. And please do remember, the term void we cannot prefix with a contract. Only the term voidable is allowed. Voidable contract we can use, but void contract, it's not possible. We cannot use this terminology. So voidable contract here means a contract which is able to be void. So let us see the example also. So A pointed a gun on B and asked him to sell his property to him for rupees 3 lakh. The actual cost of the property is 30 lakh. Now B was pressurized by an illegal act. Now what B has done, B silenced, and B sold his property to A because he had pointed a gun. If B wants to continue with the same transaction, B sold the property A got the property, B has received 3 lakh rupees, and both went to their places. If B wants to continue with it, B may say that okay, they are the very they are the gangster, and we don't want to fight with them like this and that. So nothing will happen, and the contract will remain as a contract, and no one can intervene in that. But now, if B want to cancel this deal, that means even if the property transfers to A, if we want to cancel this deal, B can go to court and can ask the court that kindly declare this contract voidable because A has pointed a gun on me for this transaction and he forcefully given me 3 lakh of rupees, and which my property is actually costed for 30 lakh rupees. So in that case, if court convinced on the basis of evidences produced in a court, if court convinced by the arguments from the side of B, court can declare that contract as voidable. So in that case, what will happen? B have to give 3 lakh rupees back to A, and the property of which is transferred to A will be reversed and again transferred to B. So this is allowed, and the forces which I am mentioning, these forces, what kind of forces which can be comes under this category, these are provided in the sections, and that's why I have given you the sections detail, that is 15, 16 and 17 and 18. So the forces they had were presented in these sections. So the matter must come within these provisions. Only then a contract will be declared as voidable. So this is a voidable contract. Now let me ask Arun Nayak, roll number 28. Mr. Arun, am I audible? Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, Arun, I am marking as absent. Okay. Oh, that is all for today. Okay, I am going to continue with in the next class with questions first, and then your questions, and then we will continue with the kinds and classification of a contract. Okay, so one PowerPoint presentation we have completed. I am going to send this PowerPoint presentation to the office so that the office will circulate this PowerPoint presentation to the group. Okay, so you will be having the same PPT which I have presented. I am hoping that you are writing something in your copy so that you can remember the things in other manner. I'm also I'm sending the PowerPoint presentation, that's not an issue, but these are in a bullet points. So you need to write it whenever we are discussing anything. Jot it down some bullet points for your remembrance. At the same time, in the last, I'll try to give you some literature for the purpose of reading, but in the last I'll do. Okay. So that is all for today. Let me just check the attendance again. So Anandita Swen.
Present, sir.
Abhishek Biswal.
Present, sir.
Abhishek Swen.
Present, sir.
Abhishek Chandra.
Present, sir.
Abdunil Malik.
Present, sir.
Adarsh Khandelwal.
Present, sir.
Aditya Anand. Afreen.
Present, sir.
Afsana.
Present, sir.
Akarshan.
Present, sir.
Akash.
Present, sir.
Akshariti. Akshita.
Present, sir.
Alisha.
Present, sir.
Aman Vaibhav.
Present, sir.
Amandeep. Amlan.
Present, sir.
Anand Kumar.
Present, sir.
Andanu.
Present, sir.
Aniket.
Present, sir.
Animesh. Ankit Kumar.
Present, sir.
Ankita Kumari,
Present, sir.
Anshika, Apurva,
Present, sir.
Apurva Tomar, Arpita Agarwal. Apurva Tomar, I have marked yours. Okay. Arpita Agarwal,
Present, sir.
Atisha Jain,
I'm present, sir.
Atul,
Present, sir.
Avita Lakra,
Present, sir.
Ayush Mishra,
Present, sir.
Ayush.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your first class, right?
Sir, in today's both class, I are present, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Varsha Rani,
Present, sir.
Vipul,
Present, sir.
Viswajit,
Present, sir.
Chaitya Swaroop,
Present.
Chirag Jain, Deepshikha Das,
Present, sir.
Devi Vandana,
Present, sir.
Divyesh Agarwal,
Present, sir.
Isha Mahato,
Present, sir.
Ehsan Asgar,
Present, sir.
Gautam,
Present, sir.
Hansraj,
Present, sir.
Harryward,